I'm about to take you on a journey of remembering your original essence. Before we jump in, arrive by taking a deep breath in and a long exhale out. And for this moment, give yourself permission to let everything else fade away. We are currently being steeped in the energy of Gate 25, the gate of the spirit of self. This is a path of the heart. It's a universal journey that is available to anyone who is courageous enough to walk it. However, very few do. If you're listening to this, you are one of those few. This journey walks you from the shadow of constriction to the highest expression of the energy, which is universal love. The pathway you must walk to get from the shadow of constriction to that highest expression of love is one called acceptance. So we begin our journey at the shadow of a constriction. Constriction is the physical manifestation of fear in your body. It shows up anywhere that love is absent. It is experienced as the tightening of the body, the racing of your mind, the shallowing of your breath. It is fear made physical. And fear creates a sophisticated biofeedback loop in your system that is designed to ensure its own survival. The more you contract, the more you confirm to yourself that there is something to protect against, something that needs to be held on to tightly. You feel it in your breath, you feel it in your thoughts, you feel it in your body. It's often referred to as anxiety. And you cannot relax your way out of it. You cannot think your way out of it. You cannot even breathe your way out of it. Because constriction is not a mistake. It's there to be your teacher. It is not meant to be avoided. It is meant to be softened into. Peter Crone shares that life will continuously present you with people and opportunities to show you where you are not free. So, this constriction is for you. Noticing your own constriction, that is where the shift can begin. Nearly all spiritual paths are born out of the desire to end your own suffering. And constriction is how you know where your suffering lives, where your freedom is lacking, and where your love is needed. And so there is a doorway between fear and love. It is not one of resignation or surrender. It is one of acceptance. In Gene Keys, there's a powerful framework that can be applied to help you move through even the greatest of constrictions. It's 3 steps: to allow, to accept, to embrace. Allow is to notice the constriction in your body and let it be. Accept is to accept the emotions that accompany the constriction. The inner critic that says, I am not loved, I am not enough, I am not worthy, or I am not going to be okay. It comes with the emotions of anger or sadness or desperation. And the act of acceptance is a courageous act to allow these emotions to exist without judgment. And with your acceptance, this is where softening begins. And then finally, embrace. As the softening of your heart begins, the grip of your mind can loosen. When you stop resisting, the heart begins to open. And as the heart opens, the mind's grip softens. This is why spiritual encounters and awakenings are often described as an overwhelming sense of love. In Christianity, it is receiving the divine grace of the Holy Spirit. In Hinduism, it's the dissolving of the I in a Kundalini awakening. In Taoism, it's merging with the Tao and seeing the perfection in all that is. In modern non-duality, it's the death of the ego. In all instances, it is not a force outside of you. It is the space that was always inside of you, but was hidden beneath your own layers upon layers of resistance. Most walkers of a spiritual path begin out of the desire to end your own suffering. Because when you truly accept life, suffering begins to fade. And as the suffering begins to fade, a new understanding emerges that there is nothing to seek or heal or fix. This is universal love. Not your love or my love or the love between two people, but instead the love that holds all things and asks for nothing but acceptance in return. At the highest level, love ceases to be personal. It simply is. It shines indiscriminately, without effort and without preference. And when this energy moves through you, it becomes unshakable compassion. Compassion does not judge who is worthy of love. It does not need to fix or to save anyone or anything. And compassion does not retreat from suffering because it embraces it with total presence. At this level, there is no longer resistance to pain. And it is the resistance that causes suffering. There is no longer resistance to imperfection of life as it is. There is only a soft recognition that everything, every heartbreak, every loss, every joy is held in love. Compassion is not something you do. Love is not something you do. It is something you remember. Nothing needs to be added. Nothing needs to be taken away. It simply is. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing to seek. There is only this moment. And it is universal love.